Welcome to my channel, Lobby 22. Hold on, because it's going to be something incredible. Lucas Bennett stepped into the marble bathroom of his Chicago penthouse, the city's dawn glinting through the floor-to-ceiling windows. At 42, he'd built a tech empire, his AI startup reshaping finance. His wife, Claire, 40, was his rock, elegant, witty, a marketing VP who'd stood by him for 15 years. Their twins, Ava and Ethan, 10, were his pride, their laughter filling the sleek apartment. But this morning, a crumpled foil wrapper on the tile floor stopped him cold. Heart-pounding, Lucas knelt, bare feet chilling against the stone. The foil was from a birth control pill packet marked Monday. Yesterday's dose. His mind reeled. Why was Claire taking pills? After the twins, they'd agreed no more kids. Lucas had a vasectomy 3 years ago, a practical choice for their busy lives. Claire's periods were smooth, her health perfect. They compared clean physicals over cocktails last month. So why pills? His fingers trembled as he pocketed the foil, a sick feeling rising. Was she sick? No, the doctor's report was clear. Then, like a blade, the thought hit: birth control meant intimacy. Intimacy with someone not him. Lucas's chest tightened. Claire, cheating? Impossible. They'd met at a tech gala, her sharp mind and radiant smile pulling him in. A year of dating, a lakeside wedding at 27, then the twins, perfect, or so he'd thought. Their life was hectic but happy, weekends spent at soccer games or cozy movie nights. Yet the foil screamed betrayal. Was she hiding a lover? Worse, were Ava and Ethan his? The question was a punch, stealing his breath. He needed answers, but confronting Claire now was reckless. She'd spin a lie, or he'd look paranoid. Lucas, a coder at heart, thrived on logic. He'd build a case, piece by piece. He locked the bathroom door, Claire still asleep in their king-sized bed. The pill strip had to be here. He searched quietly, drawers, cabinets, her vanity. Nothing. Then, under a stack of towels, he found it, a half-empty strip, the brand she'd used before his surgery. His vision blurred. Why restart now? The answer was a gut twist: she was protecting herself. From someone else. Lucas replaced the strip, hands steady despite the storm inside. He'd play her game smarter. In his office, a glass-walled corner of his loop high-rise, Lucas ordered his tools, DNA test kits for him and the twins, tiny cameras, a phone cloning device, all sent to his office to avoid Claire's notice. His CFO, Sophia, knocked, her dark eyes curious. You okay, Lucas? You look off. He forced a smile. Just a bug. Sophia, 38, had been his right hand for a decade, her calm efficiency unmatched. She nodded, unconvinced, and left. Lucas pushed down the guilt of lying. He couldn't trust anyone yet. That evening, Claire was her usual self, tossing a salad in their open-plan kitchen, her blonde hair catching the light. Tough day? She asked, kissing his cheek. Lucas nodded, watching her closely. No odd sense, no hurried showers. Their intimacy was steady, once a week, comfortable. Was she that good at hiding? He tucked the twins in, Ava clutching her book, Ethan sprawled with a soccer ball. Their faces, so like his, or were they? He'd swab them tomorrow, during bedtime stories. Easy, unnoticed. Lucas lay awake, Claire's breathing soft beside him. The foil in his pocket was a ticking bomb. If she was cheating, who was it? Ryan Holt, her charming COO with his polished suits and easy grin? A coworker? Someone new? The questions churned, but Lucas was methodical. Cameras would arrive tomorrow. He'd hide them: kitchen, bedroom, her car. The cloning kit would crack her phone. If Claire was living a double life, he'd expose it. If not, he'd breathe again. But deep down, he knew, the truth was coming and it would burn. Lucas Bennett's Chicago penthouse was silent, save for the hum of the city beyond the glass walls. At 42, the tech CEO had built an AI empire, his life with his wife, Claire, and their twins, Ava and Ethan, seemingly perfect. But the crumpled birth control pill wrapper he'd found, proof of a secret she had no reason to keep, had cracked that illusion. Was Claire cheating? Were the twins his? The questions clawed at him, but Lucas was a coder, a problem solver. He'd uncover the truth, step by calculated step. The surveillance gear arrived at his loop office by noon, hidden in a plain box. DNA test kits, 3 microcameras, a phone cloning device, and a burner phone. Sophia, his CFO, caught him signing for it. New prototype, she teased, her dark eyes probing. Lucas forced a chuckle. Just some gadgets. She lingered, concern flickering, then left. Sophia's intuition was sharp, too sharp. He couldn't risk her asking questions, not yet. He locked the box in his desk, mind racing. Claire was at her marketing firm, the twins with their nanny, Maria. Today, he'd set the trap. Back home, Lucas moved fast. He hid a camera in the kitchen, tucked behind a sleek coffee maker. Another went in the bedroom, disguised in a minimalist lamp. The third, in Claire's car, nestled under the driver's seat. Each fed to an encrypted app on his burner phone. His hands steadied with each placement, the engineer in him thriving on precision. Swabbing the twins for DNA would come tonight, easy during their bedtime routine. Cloning Claire's phone was riskier. He needed it just for a moment. That evening, Claire was in her element, laughing with Ava over a puzzle, her blonde hair glowing under the pendant lights. Her phone sat on the counter, buzzing with a notification. "I'll check on Ethan," Lucas said, palming the device as he passed. In his study, he connected it to the cloning kit, heart hammering. The progress bar inched forward. Footsteps, Claire calling, "Lucas, you seen my phone?" He slid it back onto the counter just as she entered, her smile unfazed. "Right here," he said, pulse spiking. She grabbed it, oblivious. The clone was done, mirrored on his burner. Later, in the dim glow of his study, Lucas scoured the clone data. Texts to colleagues, a reminder for Ethan's soccer practice, a chat with her mom, nothing incriminating. Too perfect. Claire was either innocent or a master at covering her tracks. He watched her through the glass door, tucking Ava in, her laugh soft. His chest ached. 15 years together, how could he doubt her? But the pill strip, hidden under towels, screamed otherwise. He needed more. The next morning, Lucas worked from home, citing a board meeting. Claire kissed him goodbye, her perfume sharp, her routine seamless. Once her Tesla pulled away, he checked the camera feeds. The kitchen showed Maria with the twins eating cereal. The bedroom was empty. But the car feed caught something, Claire on a call, voice low. "We're set for Friday," she said. He's got no clue. Lucas's blood ran cold. He replayed it, her tone smug. Who was he? Him? Someone else? The recorder in her purse was silent, either faulty or unused. Then a twist, the bedroom camera. Last night, after Lucas had gone to bed, Claire had crept to the attic hatch in their closet. She pulled out a burner phone, its screen lighting her face as she texted, lips curved in a secret smile. She hid it back and slipped into bed beside him. Lucas's breath hitched. A second phone? He waited until Maria took the twins to school, then climbed to the attic. The phone was there, no lock. He cloned it in seconds, hands shaking. Messages loaded and his world tilted. The texts were to R, no number saved. "Missed you at the Drake," one read. "Friday, same time?" Another, "He's too busy coding to notice." Worse, intimate details, "Love how you trace my tattoo." Lucas knew that tattoo, a crescent moon on her lower back, a spot he'd kissed countless times. His vision blurred, rage and grief colliding. R was Ryan Holt, Claire's COO, wasn't it? The charming exec who lingered too long at her side during galas. But a new message stopped him cold, "The contract's ready. Once it's signed, we're set." Contract? What was Claire planning? Lucas's mind spun. Was this just an affair, or something bigger? He cross-checked Claire's calendar, her late meetings matched the Drake hotel dates. He ordered more recorders for her office bag and coat, desperate for clarity. The DNA results were due tomorrow. Bedtime came, and Lucas read to the twins, his voice steady despite the ache. Ava giggled, Ethan yawned. He swabbed their cheeks, masking it as a game. Checking for alien DNA, he teased, sealing the samples. He mailed them, heart heavy. Were they his? Friday loomed. Claire texted R again, tonight, 8 p.m. He's working late. Lucas could follow her, confront her, but no. If this was more than an affair, he needed the full picture. The recorder in her car crackled to life. Ryan, the board's signing tomorrow. We're clear. Lucas froze. A corporate scheme? Was Claire betraying him and his company? He needed those DNA results, and fast. The truth was close, but so was danger. Lucas Bennett's Chicago penthouse felt like a prison, the city's skyline mocking him through the glass. At 42, his AI startup defined him, as did his wife, Claire, and their twins, Ava and Ethan, 10. But the crumpled birth control pill wrapper and the secret phone in the attic had shattered his trust. Claire's texts to are likely her COO, Ryan Holt, revealed an affair, intimate and brazen. Worse, a cryptic message about a contract hinted at a deeper scheme. Were Ava and Ethan even his? The DNA results, due today, would answer that. Lucas's heart pounded, dread and fury warring inside him. He hadn't slept. Last night, Claire had returned from her meeting at the Drake Hotel, her perfume laced with a stranger's cologne. She'd slid into bed, oblivious to Lucas's clenched jaw. The car recorder had caught her plotting with Ryan, the board's signing tomorrow. We're clear. A corporate betrayal on top of the personal one? Lucas's coder brain churned, piecing it together. He'd hidden more recorders in her coat, her office bag, hoping for clarity. The attic phone's texts burned in his memory, he's too busy coding to notice. Claire's smugness was a blade. His burner phone pinged at 10 a.m. The DNA lab's email. Lucas's hands shook as he opened it, alone in his loop office. He couldn't face it without support. He texted Sophia, his CFO, who'd sensed his unease yesterday. Need you. Urgent. She arrived in minutes, her dark eyes sharp, suit crisp. Lucas, what's happening? She asked, closing the door. He slid the phone to her, voice breaking. Read it. Sophia scrolled, her face paling. Oh, Lucas, she whispered, sliding it back. The results hit like a wrecking ball. Neither Ava nor Ethan was his. They shared a father, Ryan Holt, the lab confirmed, cross-referencing Claire's medical records. Lucas's vision blurred, grief swallowing rage. He'd taught Ethan to code, read Ava to sleep, planned their futures for kids who weren't his. His chest heaved, a sob escaping. Sophia gripped his hand. You're still their dad, she said, voice fierce. Blood doesn't change that. But Claire, she's done. Lucas nodded, steadying himself. Sophia was right, he needed a plan, not tears. He'd hired a private investigator through his lawyer, Olivia, yesterday. Olivia's call came as Sophia left. Lucas, meet me now. We've got something big. Olivia's office, a sleek River North suite, was all business. She slid a folder across her desk. The PI tailed Claire to the Drake. It's Ryan Holt, her COO. They've been at it for years. Photos showed them in the hotel lobby, Claire's hand on Ryan's, his grin possessive. Worse, a whistleblower from Claire's firm had come forward, an analyst, fired for questioning finances. Claire and Ryan forged a contract, Olivia said. They're siphoning funds from a client deal, funneling millions to a shell company. Your startup's AI tech is their target, they're planning to sell it to a rival. Lucas's blood ran cold. A new twist, Claire wasn't just cheating, she was sabotaging his company. The whistleblower's evidence, emails, bank transfers showed Claire signing off on a fake deal, Ryan covering the tracks. This is fraud, Olivia said. We can sue their firm for breach, Ryan for theft, and Claire for falsifying documents. Your prenup protects your assets, but we can go further, public exposure, lawsuits, the works. It's legal and it'll hit hard. Lucas's jaw tightened. Do it. All of it. A micro twist landed like a bomb. Olivia handed him a USB drive. The whistleblower got more. Claire's been forging your signature on board documents, passing you as the deal's backer. If it goes through, you take the fall. Lucas's vision darkened. Claire wasn't just betraying him, she was framing him. His company, his life's work, was at stake. File the lawsuits, he said, voice steel. And get that evidence to the board, her family, everyone. She's done lying. Back home, Lucas kept up the facade. Claire was in the kitchen, helping Ethan with homework, her smile a mask. Ava played nearby, her laugh piercing Lucas's heart. He loved them, but the truth hurt. He checked the burner phone, new texts from Claire to Ryan. He's acting off. We need to move faster. Were they on to him? The car recorder caught another call, the board's signing at noon. We're golden. Lucas's fists clenched. Tomorrow, they try to seal the deal. He had to act first. That night, he tucked the twins in, memorizing their faces. Love you, Dad, Ava mumbled, half asleep. Lucas's throat closed. He'd fight for them, somehow. In bed, Claire's breathing was steady, but Lucas lay awake, plotting. Olivia would file the lawsuits at dawn. He'd send evidence packets to Claire's board, her parents, her friends. But a new fear gripped him. Ryan was connected, ruthless. What if he struck back? The game was on, and Lucas wasn't sure he'd win. Lucas Bennett stood in his Chicago penthouse, the city's neon pulse a stark contrast to the storm inside him. At 42, his AI startup was his legacy, as were his wife, Claire, and their twins, Ava and Ethan, 10. But her birth control pills, secret phone, and texts with her COO, Ryan Holt, had exposed a brutal truth: an affair spanning years, kids who weren't his, and a corporate conspiracy to steal his company's tech. Worse, Claire had forged his signature, framing him for their fraud. Lucas was done playing victim. His lawyer, Olivia, had a plan, legal, surgical, and devastating. Today, he'd burn their world down. Olivia's River North office buzzed with urgency. She slid a tablet across her desk, open to a draft lawsuit. We've got them, Lucas, she said. Your prenup locks Claire out of your startup. We're suing her for falsifying documents, Ryan for theft, and their firm for enabling fraud. The whistleblower's evidence, emails, transfers, that forged contract is bulletproof. Lucas's jaw tightened. Claire and Ryan had siphoned millions, planning to sell his AI tech to a rival. And the exposure? He asked. Olivia's eyes gleamed. Evidence packets go out today to their board, Claire's family, her social circle. They'll be radioactive. Lucas nodded, his coder's mind plotting. Public shame would hit Claire harder than any lawsuit. He'd approved digital packets, texts, DNA results, hotel receipts, forged documents to Claire's parents, her best friend, her firm's C-suite. Her LinkedIn network would get anonymized emails, her charity board a tip-off. No corner of her life would escape. But a twist landed like a punch. Olivia handed him a new report. Ryan's trying to flip the script. He leaked to a board member that you approved the deal using the forged contract. If we don't act fast, you're the fall guy. Lucas's blood boiled. Ryan wasn't just a cheat, he was framing him for millions in fraud. File now, Lucas said, voice hard. And get the whistleblower's evidence to the SEC. Olivia nodded, typing furiously. Lucas took it further, transferring his startup's equity to a trust, naming himself trustee with a $1 salary. Claire couldn't touch it, not even in divorce. He'd outmaneuver them both. A new shock came via Sophia, his CFO, who called as Lucas left Olivia's office. Check your email, she said, voice tense. A whistleblower's recording forwarded from Olivia, Ryan, in a late-night call, telling Claire, if Lucas digs deeper, we pin it all on him. I've got a guy who can hack his accounts. Lucas froze. Ryan was planning a cyber attack to bury him. Sophia's voice steadied him. I've got your back, Lucas. Our servers are locked down. Her loyalty, unwavering for a decade, was a lifeline. He forwarded the recording to Olivia, strengthening their case. That evening, Lucas kept up the charade at home. Claire was in the kitchen, helping Ava with a science project, her smile a lie. Ethan played nearby, his laughter a dagger to Lucas's heart. He loved them, but they weren't his, not by blood. The burner phone buzzed, Claire to Ryan, he's quiet tonight. We need to finalize tomorrow. Lucas's pulse spiked. The board meeting was in hours, their fraudulent deal set to close. He had to strike first. At dawn, Olivia unleashed hell. Lawsuits were filed, fraud, theft, breach of ethics. Evidence packets hit inboxes across Chicago. Claire's parents gasped at the texts, her friends recoiled at the affair, her board demanded answers. Lucas worked from home, claiming a pitch, and watched Claire unravel. Her phone rang nonstop, her mom, her boss, her best friend. She stormed into his study, face ashen, clutching a printed packet. Lucas, what is this? She demanded, voice shaking. He met her eyes, cold. Your lies, Claire? All of them. She crumpled, tears streaming. I can explain. Lucas cut her off. 15 years. You stole my kids, my company, my life. You're done. Maria, the nanny, hovered, eyes wide. Lucas turned to her. Did you know about Ryan? She stammered, then nodded. You're fired, he said. Out. Claire gasped. You can't. Lucas held up a hand. My house, my rules. Pack. Her phone buzzed again, her firm likely suspending her. She sank to the floor, sobbing. Olivia called as Lucas stepped away. It's done. The board's pulling the deal. Ryan's out, no severance. The SEC's investigating. And Ryan's wife, Mia, filed for divorce. She got our packet, too. Lucas exhaled. Mia's fury mirrored his own, amplifying the fallout. But a new fear hit. The recording hinted Ryan had a hacker. What if he struck back? Lucas checked his burner phone. One last text from Claire to Ryan, he knows. We're finished. The game wasn't over yet. Lucas Bennett stood in his Chicago penthouse, the city's skyline glittering beyond the glass, a stark contrast to the ruins of his life. At 42, his AI startup was his pride, as were his wife, Claire, and their twins, Ava and Ethan, 10. But her affair with her COO, Ryan Holt, exposed by a pill wrapper and a secret phone, had shattered everything. The DNA proof that the twins weren't his and Claire's plot to frame him for their corporate fraud had fueled his lawful revenge. Lawsuits and public exposure had dismantled their world, but a chilling text from Claire, he knows. We're finished, and Ryan's hacker threat lingered. Was it over? Lucas's lawyer, Olivia, called at 9 a.m., her voice steady. It's done, Lucas. The SEC froze Claire and Ryan's accounts. Their firm settled for $1.2 million to kill the scandal. Ryan's fired, blacklisted. Your prenup held. Claire gets $5,000 from the joint account, nothing else. Lucas exhaled, the weight easing. His trust had shielded his startup, his salary slashed to block alimony. Ryan's wife, Mia, had filed for divorce, her fury fueled by the same evidence packets Lucas sent to Claire's circle. But the hacker threat gnawed. Olivia had news. We traced the hacker. Ryan hired a lowlife to plant malware in your servers. Our IT caught it. Ryan's facing cybercrime charges now. Relief hit, but it was bittersweet. Claire's betrayal, 15 years, 2 kids, a company cut deep. The twins, not his by blood, were still his heart. He taught Ava to code, cheered Ethan's soccer games. Could he walk away? Olivia's next call offered hope. I consulted a clinic. Your vasectomy's reversible 90% success rate. You can still be a dad. Lucas's throat tightened. A future stolen by Claire flickered back to life. He wasn't finished. The penthouse felt hollow. Claire had moved out, taking Ava and Ethan to her sisters. Lucas had handed her divorce papers, his voice ice. Talk to Olivia, he'd said, unmoved by her tears. Maria, the nanny, was gone, fired for knowing about Ryan. Lucas listed the penthouse for sale, the settlement funds covering its mortgage. A fresh start loomed, but where? Sophia, his CFO, knocked that evening, her dark eyes soft. She'd been his anchor, checking DNA results, securing servers, believing in him. You did it, Lucas, she said, setting a coffee on his desk. You're free. Then, a twist, Sophia slid a letter across. I'm leaving the firm, she said, voice trembling. I've loved you for years, Lucas. I stayed quiet, respecting your marriage. But I can't watch you rebuild alone. Lucas froze. Sophia? Her quiet strength had saved his company from a hostile takeover years ago. He'd missed her glances, her loyalty. Don't go, he said, raw. I was blind, Sophia. But I see you now. Her eyes shimmered, a smile breaking. We'll take it slow, she whispered. A spark ignited hope, fragile but real. 3 months later, Lucas stood in a new condo, Lake Michigan sparkling outside. The penthouse sale had cleared his debts, the settlement boosting his startup's R&D. Claire lived with her sister, her career dead, her firm kept her on to avoid lawsuits, but she was a pariah. Ryan, broke and disgraced, worked a desk job, his connections useless. Mia's divorce had stripped him bare. Lucas didn't gloat. They'd reaped their consequences. A final twist landed via Olivia. Claire had tried a smear campaign, posting online that Lucas framed her. But the whistleblower's evidence, leaked to tech blogs, backfired, proving Claire's fraud. Her posts were deleted, her credibility gone. She'd also sued for custody, claiming Lucas was the twins' real dad. The judge tossed it, citing her lies. Ava and Ethan were with her, but Lucas wasn't ready to see them. He loved them, but the wound was raw. Someday he'd try. Lucas had booked the vasectomy reversal, hope growing. Sophia was by his side, their bond deepening over late-night talks and shared dreams. A dinner turned to a kiss, tentative but true. Claire's betrayal had broken him, but Lucas was rebuilt, stronger, wiser. Justice, not vengeance, had won. The city gleamed, and with Sophia's hand in his, Lucas stepped into a new dawn.